Hi there, my name is Rick Lomas. Some of you might know me from linkresearchtools.com, where I've written quite a few case studies, usually about Google Penguin penalties and Google manual actions. Now, it came as not too much of a surprise that on September the 23rd, 2016, Google announced that Penguin is now part of their core algorithm. This is exactly what they did with Panda, and we've been thinking that Penguin was going to go this way anyway. Now, what it means for you, if you have an unnatural link profile to your site, you could be penalised at any time. Now, it might also mean that you can get out of that penalty quicker, although at the moment it's too early to say. The idea we've had is to do a health check on your site and see if we can prevent Penguin ever getting near it. Here's a domain I chose at random, thesleepjudge.com, and I ran link detox on it, and I was quite surprised that it had a very high domain-wide link detox risk. Now, this is a figure where if it's over 1,000, then you're normally looking at some kind of Penguin type problem, possibly even a manual action, and a figure this high is very high. You can also see here this LVT is the link velocity trend. Now this is quite high as well, so they've obviously been acquiring links somehow quite quickly. Now, if this was a client site, what I would do is I would take a look at some of the links, in particular these very risky ones, and work out which ones they don't need. At the moment, there's a massive problem with these .xyz domains, which tend to link to you because they scrape your content, and it's a link you don't need because in actual fact this one here is triggering a rule called the Tox1 rule, which means that domain isn't indexed by Google. Now, this is a terrible place for your link to be, and you definitely don't want these kind of links. Another kind of link that you don't want is one that triggers the toxic 2 rule. Now you can see this adultresults.co probably doesn't look like a great place for your link anyway, and it seriously is not. There's also toxic 3 rules, which are ones found by the link detox algorithm to generally be undesirable links, and you can see that these tox 3 ones here are also triggering the toxic 1 rule, amongst many others. What we can also do is take a look at the anchor text, and in this case it doesn't look too bad at all actually, but there is a huge amount of this empty tag, which in fact is a redirection from these XYZ domains. There are other rules as well which tend to trigger a Penguin penalty, such as one called the suspicious 31 rule, where there is unnatural anchor text being used to link to your site. So a good example here would be where we're looking for this phrase, looking for a good air mattress, and that's on this page here. And if we search for that phrase, you can see here that the phrase is there. It's a link, it's a follow link. This is something where a manual reviewer could look at a page like this and decide that you are trying to game the system by using links like this to artificially push your site up the rankings. Now in this case that wouldn't be a link worth having anyway, because that is also on a domain that isn't indexed by Google. We can quickly check that by just doing the site colon, and you see that that domain isn't even indexed by Google. So these kind of links can go. So what we do, we produce a disavow file from these completely useless links, and by using that disavow file we can then bring the domain-wide link detox risk down to a safe value such as 603 here. Now this is achieved just by getting rid of all the useless links, the ones that aren't indexed by Google, the dangerous ones, etc. So this won't affect your ranking, it might even improve your ranking. That is exactly what the Penguin 4 health check is all about. For best results, it's best if you can add to your Google Search Console 2 email addresses. One is so we can see exactly what's happening, and the other one is to integrate this software with your Google Search Console so we can get the maximum amount of data to get the most accurate readings for things like the domain-wide detox risk. And that is pretty much what Google Penalty Health Check is all about.